In astrology, the sun represents our ego. The sun is how we present ourselves outwardly and the way we express ourselves that others can easily see. Our sun is our own energy. This is the energy that people will see us for. This is also where we find a lot of success in our life. Our sun is how we feel outwardly and how people will perceive us outwardly. Your sun is your ego and how you present yourself in this lifetime and in this world. The sun in astrology will represent what energy you want to go into in this lifetime in order to become the highest version of yourself. The sun in the solar system is the center of the galaxy, and all of the planets and stars revolve around the sun. Your sun sign is the center of your galaxy, and how you are really the highest version of yourself, how you want to showcase yourself in order to really present yourself into the energy that you want to grow into. Hi, my name is Elizabeth. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Here we like to talk about astrology, numerology, and everything written in the stars for you. I've been a practicing astrologer since 2017, and on this channel, I share my knowledge with you about astrology. When you think about the sun in astrology, the sun represents our highest self. This is our purpose in life. This is our ego. This is what area of life we want to grow into with our energy in order to truly become our true selves. In this video, I'm going to go through all of the signs that your sun could be in and how this affects you and your ego, starting with the sun in Aries. Having the sun in Aries makes you a very fast-paced and driven person. You are a very ambitious person, and you go head on into projects with a lot of drive and ambition. Some people might consider you kind of intense. However, you are somebody who just has a purpose. You have an idea and you want to rush headfirst into an idea. You do this with a lot of drive, ambition, and being very fast in doing so. Being an Aries can make up a lot of your personality. You might be messy. You might be somebody who might really like sports. You could be kind of aggressive when you're going after your goals. You could be somebody who is just somebody who rushes headfirst into things. You could go into your goals with a lot of drive and purpose. You could have gut instincts about certain things, and by trusting your gut instinct, you will actually be able to accomplish many, many things. If your sun is in Taurus, you are somebody who loves earthly comforts. You are somebody who is a very beautiful person. You're also somebody who loves food. You love money. You might even consider a career that involves money or beauty. You could want to be a model when you grow up, or you could want to work in the finance industry. You could also have a lot of success with real estate, and you could be somebody whose life revolves around houses, or always wanting to grow up and own your own home or be like a real estate mogul. Your ego is rooted in the fact that you are somebody who really, really likes earthly things. You like things that are very earthly and structured, and you are also very stubborn and very hard-headed when it comes to things that you want. You're also not quick to anger. You are more chill and not as aggressive as somebody with like an Aries sun might be. However, when you feel very strongly about something, there is no stopping you. You will be like a bull in a china closet and you won't be able to contain yourself. If you have a Gemini sun, you are going to present yourself in this world as somebody who's a communicator, somebody who's a socialite. There is going to be a natural duality to you. There's a one part of you and then there's a whole completely different side of you. You might also always be communicating or speaking. You could be kind of like a socialite or just want to be popular amongst your peers. You could be talking to people all of the time in order to kind of grow your image. You could also be very gifted and naturally talented in areas like public speaking or writing. If you're not somebody who feels like they're extroverted, you could be a very strong writer. You could become an author. You could become a poet. Anything that involves writing, you will succeed in. You're also somebody who loves social media, and you're probably on social media constantly. You only might feel the benefits of being on social media. You could really love platforms like Substack, where you're on Substack all the time writing or even just reading different information from other people. You could also really like posts on social media that include written communications. You're just a very strong writer and people love to see you in the spotlight as a socialite. If you have a Cancer sun, you are somebody who is a nurturing person. You feel like as you lean into more of your nurturing self, you become your highest self. Your ego kind of revolves around nurturing other people or small animals or having a home life where you have this nurturing presence. In your family, you might be the person that the kids like, no matter your gender. You might be somebody who wants to nurture children. You could be somebody who loves having a home, and you could want to grow up into like just purchasing a home. The thing about Cancers is they do have this like hard outer shell, so they like to feel safe. They don't like to feel like they are being attacked. They want to have emotional stability, and they want to have emotional protection. So if you feel like something is not going 100% right in your life, you could close in on yourself in order to protect yourself from the outside world. Cancers do really well with Scorpios, because Scorpios kind of have like the same thing going on, where the symbol for Scorpio is a scorpion, and they also have a hard outer shell that they use to protect themselves with. Unlike a Scorpio, Cancers are like the crab. They have these pinchers to protect them. Cancers also really like the ocean and can be signified with symbolism of the Mother Ocean. Cancers are also supposed to be like kind of like a nurturing motherly ocean or motherly figure in other people's lives, no matter your gender. If you're a Leo, you are somebody who is very bold, driven, passionate. You are somebody who wears their heart on your sleeve. You love your friends. You love the people who you surround yourself with, and you are very brave. You are a very brave person. You are also a natural performer, and people might naturally gravitate towards you, as you are just this energy that people want to watch and want to see you perform. Leo is ruled by the sun, and you being the embodiment of the sun makes you somebody who people want to naturally gravitate towards, where you perform for them and entertain them very easily. If you are not somebody who is a entertainer, you could find that people just naturally gravitate towards you and want to listen to you speak, or want to watch you do something like dance or just be yourself out in public, and people will love you for that. If you have a Virgo sun, your energy is deeply rooted in service to others. You're also a very strong communicator. You're also very detail oriented. Being a Virgo, you are so driven to help other people and help them achieve their dreams. The symbol for Virgo is the Virgin. This is like the symbolism of service to others and self-sacrifice in order to help other people. Virgo can be very self-sacrificing when they are in their energy. They feel like they need to be this servant to other people in order to help them achieve their dreams, and people will see them as this person. Virgos tend to be very detail-oriented, analytical people. They tend to do really well in careers where they can use their amazing detail-oriented communications, where they're editorial people or people who work for a publication, people who write articles, or people who help other people write articles, where they're like an editorial person, or they could even be someone who works in publishing who helps authors with their written work and making sure everything is spelled properly and so on. Virgos are really amazing in anything involving service to other people, helping other people, and also communications. If you have a Libra sun, Libra suns tend to be people who are very diplomatic and fair-minded. They're very level-headed. They're also an air sign, which makes them very social. The Libras tend to be a little bit more open-minded than other cardinal signs. Libra is a cardinal sign, meaning they take more initiative into where they want to go with their life. Libras love their friends. They love groups of people, and they love one-on-one relationships. Libras will want to partner with other people, and the opposite side of the zodiac, Aries, is all about themselves and taking action for themselves. Libras tend to be all about everybody else and making sure everybody else is happy, not necessarily themselves. So they can be a little self-sacrificing in a similar way to Virgo, the sign right before them. However, Libras are very beautiful people. They are somebody people like to gravitate towards. Libras can also be very recognized for their beauty. I do feel like Libras also do super well in business law, or being a lawyer, or being somebody who works in a courtroom, because they are so good with people and they're able to see all sides of a subject, and they can be very diplomatic and fair-minded. Libras also do well in professions where they are building partnerships with other people. They could have a job where their entire job is to build partnerships and collaborations for companies, and that is all they do. Libras are ruled by the planet Venus, which makes them very beautiful and good with relationships. Libras could also be kind of lucky with money because they are ruled by the planet Venus. Scorpio suns are very deep, passionate and driven people. Scorpio is a very intense sign and kind of has this reputation of being very intense. I feel like Scorpio energy is the energy where things tend to happen to them that might be a little traumatic, and because of this, it causes them to transform and change into a different version of them. I feel like Scorpios in particular are always transforming into a different version of themselves. Being ruled by the planet Pluto, Pluto is all about death, rebirth, and transformation. And being ruled by the planet Pluto, they're always transforming, and something could always happen to them that will cause them to transform into a different version of them. If they are not, being traumatized by something that forces them to transform, they are just coming up with different ways to turn into the new and better version of themselves. They might be one of those people who just goes through rebrandings all the time because they're like, oh, I have this goal in mind. I want to reach this goal. This is what I need to do. I feel like Scorpios sometimes could feel like they might be pushed down for some reason by other people, and it's their goal to climb out of the depths and get all the way back to the surface level. Pluto is like the underworld in astrology, and that's why you see a lot of people who have Scorpio placements are kind of embrace taboo things like getting tattoos, being more invested in like the occult, having more of a darker image. Scorpios can be very into things like astrology and numerology and diving deep into the depths of the surface in order to figure out people's psychological motivations. I feel like Scorpios are also very strong in terms of understanding psychology and sociology and fully understanding people. That's why Scorpios can really be very good in careers such as marketing or being entrepreneurs or working in advertising that involves so much psychological understanding of people in order to sell products or services. Scorpios are very socially intelligent people, and they also might understand things that other people can't perceive. Being ruled by Pluto, which is like all about the underworld, they might see things or just receive psychic information about psychology or about other people. They might just receive downloads of information very easily, be able to get information that will help them climb out of the underworld. Scorpios are also ruled by the planet Mars. So Scorpio's slogan is I desire. They desire things. I desire money. I desire beauty. I desire wealth. I desire this. They desire to get out of the underworld and climb up back to the top. Scorpio energy, a lot of people can say, is very intense. If you have positive planets in Scorpio or just positive aspects in Scorpio, you could find that this is like your superpower, being like this Scorpio energy and being that your ego. Scorpio energy is very powerful. That's why you find like a lot of people at the top of their industry with a lot of Scorpio energy, or having like something like Jupiter in Scorpio or their North Node in Scorpio, where they're constantly learning Scorpio things that will allow them to climb out of the underworld and be on top and be a very powerful person. If you have your sun in Sagittarius, you're a very optimistic person. Sagittarius is ruled by the planet Jupiter, which makes them very optimistic people, very lucky people, but very optimistic as well. Sagittarius is a mutable fire sign, and Sagittarius is kind of like the traveler of the zodiac. It's characterized by the archer, and the archer likes to go on long journeys in order to go out and get what they want. They have this like optimism, like, oh, I will be able to achieve this by X, Y, and Z. So I'm going to go on this journey and get what I want, essentially. Sagittarius energy is very, very optimistic. They're also a fire sign, so they have a lot of like passion to them. So they're very open-minded because they're a mutable sign, but they're also very passionate as well with what they want and going after what they get. You find a lot of people in the spotlight with Sagittarius energy. They're like Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, Miley Cyrus, Billie Eilish. I could go down the list of the amount of celebrities with Sagittarius suns, and that's because they have this optimism to them and they're so lucky in anything that they do. Capricorn suns are very driven and ambitious people. These are the people who are just very go-getters. These are the people who want to climb up to the top of that mountain and to achieve what they want. Capricorn suns a lot of the time are okay getting like an entry-level job and want to climb all the way up to the tippity top of their career until they make SVP or they make VP or they are the CEO and owner of their company. A lot of the time, Capricorn suns are very, very driven and ambitious people. They could be characterized by their drive and ambition and their desire for achievement. They could be somebody who wants to start their own business or work for people for a long time in order to then start their own business in whatever career path they want to go on. I feel like Capricorn suns can also be very earthly and very chill, actually, when they're not in their career focused energy. But when they're in their career energy, they can be very ambitious. I feel like at home, Capricorn suns can be a lot more chill than they are in their work life. They might be like more earthly and just want to be like this personality that is very chill. I feel like Capricorn energy can also be kind of like keeping up with the Joneses, where they always want to have like these earthly things around them in order to achieve like a new social status. I feel like that is a lot of the time with the earthly energy. They care a lot about material items and they care a lot about achievement in order to do the keeping up with the Joneses type of thing. If you have an Aquarius sun, you're an eccentric person. You're also very innovative and rebellious with anything that you do. Aquarius is the water bearer, and I feel like the embodiment of Aquarius energy is when you think about air. Aquarius is a fixed air sign. And when you think about all of the air on Earth, the air at the very top of the ozone layer, right before you hit space, that is how I find Aquarius energy to be. Aquarius energy is like the air right before you hit the solar system. They are so fascinated by different interesting things. They're more open to things like conspiracy theories. And being ruled by the planet Uranus, they're just kind of rebellious and different. They might do unexpected things. They might be the type of person who has green hair. They could be somebody who likes purple and green hair. They could have a lot of tattoos. They could live their life very differently from other people. Unlike Scorpio, who is more into like the taboo occult subjects, I feel like Aquarius energy is interested in being more rebellious and is not afraid to do something very strange and out there just for the sake of it because they find it intellectually stimulating. They could want to do things that other people find shocking or strange. They could want to create things or do things that people are like, oh my gosh, that's so strange and out there. This is so strange to me. People who have a lot of Aquarius energy might be like an oddball in some way or just a little bit different. They could be something that is so different from the mainstream. And if you have something like your Jupiter in Aquarius, you'll be well known and recognized for that, and people will actually love you for that. If you have something like your North Node in Aquarius, you could also be recognized for this as well, because like that's your destiny, the area of life you should go into. And Aquarius energy might also do well in some field like science and technology or computer development, technology development, anything that involves innovation in progressing humankind. Aquariuses are also like the humanitarian of the zodiac, so they care a lot about other people and progressing society in a way that makes it better. And that's why a lot of the time Aquarians can be kind of rebellious, because in order to innovate society and push society into the direction it needs to go in, there has to be some sort of rebellion against the older generations in order to progress us and progress us through change and progress society and innovate society in a more positive way. If your sun is in Pisces, you are somebody who is a very creative person. You could be very dreamy and spiritual. You could also be a very psychic person. The way you present yourself out into this universe is you are very dreamy, you are very psychic. You might tap into your psychic gifts and might outwardly speak about your psychic gifts. You could be somebody who is a very strong artist, who is very creative and is able to draw things, and people are like, oh my gosh, this person is so talented. How did they do this? Or how did they create this thing? I've never seen this before. But Pisces, being ruled by like the sign of Neptune, are very creative people. They also like to create illusions. They might have visions and psychic information that they can download and just see things and then be able to replicate it on paper. Pisces placements also are kind of escapist, so they might find that the house that they were born in might be kind of chaotic. So they tap into their escapist tendencies in order to escape the dark things that are happening around them. Pisces placements might also want to create things in order to deal with what is going on around them, to deal with their potential suffering and create something instead that helps benefit other people. They might take all of the things around them that are causing them suffering and turn it into something beautiful in order to cope with that. They could have escapist tendencies that will help them along with anything that happens. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Elizabeth. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I put out new content every single week.